The Silent Sentinels, humanity's last stand. In the vast expanse of the Milky Way, where countless civilizations had risen and fallen, a legend persisted. A tale of a species so audacious, so resilient, that they had challenged the very fabric of the universe. Humans, they were called. But to most of the galactic community, they were nothing more than a myth, a cautionary tale told to young ones about the perils of hubris. Commander Zarak of the Centauri Exploration Fleet stood on the bridge of her ship, the Starweaver, gazing out at the unfamiliar star system before her. Her antenna twitched with anticipation as she considered the implications of their discovery. After centuries of searching, they had finally found it, the legendary homeworld of the humans. Status report, Zarak commanded, her multifaceted eyes scanning the holographic displays surrounding her. Her second-in-command, a towering Andromedian named Clicks, responded in his characteristic low rumble. Scans indicate a Class M planet, third from the star. Atmosphere is oxygen-nitrogen-based, consistent with the mythical descriptions of Earth. Zarak nodded, her exoskeleton gleaming under the soft light of the bridge. Life signs. Clicks hesitated, his tentacles wavering slightly. Inconclusive, Commander. We're detecting sporadic energy signatures, but no clear indication of a civilization. Curious, Zarak mused. Prepare a landing party. We'll investigate personally. As the Starweaver descended through Earth's atmosphere, the crew couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. This was the cradle of humanity, a species that had supposedly reshaped galaxies and challenged gods. Yet, as they broke through the cloud cover, they were met with a sight that sent shockwaves through the entire crew. The planet was a wasteland. Vast cities lay in ruins, their once mighty skyscrapers now nothing more than twisted metal and crumbling concrete. Forests had reclaimed much of the land, nature asserting its dominance over the remnants of human civilization. But amidst the desolation, something caught Zarak's eye. There, she pointed, her voice barely above a whisper. Land near that structure. As they touched down, the landing party emerged cautiously. The air was breathable, but carried the musty scent of decay. Before them stood a massive statue, weathered by time but still standing defiantly against the backdrop of ruin. It depicted a human figure, arm outstretched towards the stars. Clicks approached the base of the statue, his sensors scanning the strange symbols etched into the metal. Commander, I believe this is some form of human language. Our translators are attempting to decipher it. Moments later, the translation flickered to life on their visors. In memory of those who ventured forth and those who stayed behind, may humanity's spirit never waver. Zarak felt a chill run through her carapace. So, the legends were true. But what happened here? Where are the humans now? As if in answer to her question, a low rumble shook the ground. The team froze, weapons at the ready. From beneath the overgrown ruins, a massive door began to open, revealing a dark passageway that seemed to lead deep underground. By the cosmic winds, Clicks breathed. It's some kind of bunker. Zarak made a quick decision. We're going in. Stay alert, and remember, if there are humans down there, we're dealing with a species of legend. Be prepared for anything. As they descended into the darkness, their lights illuminated a vast underground complex. The air grew colder, and the distant hum of machinery echoed through the corridors. Everything was pristine, a stark contrast to the ruined world above. They entered a large chamber, and suddenly, lights began to flicker on around them. Rows upon rows of strange, cylindrical pods lined the walls, each containing what appeared to be a sleeping human. Stasis pods, Clicks realized aloud. Thousands of them. Before Zarak could respond, a holographic figure materialized in the center of the room. It was a human female, her expression solemn but determined. Greetings, travelers, the hologram spoke, its voice echoing through the chamber. If you are seeing this message, then you have discovered humanity's final safeguard. I am Dr. Elena Rodriguez, lead scientist of Project Endurance. The exploration team stood transfixed as the hologram continued its tale. In the year 2157, humanity faced its greatest challenge. A cosmic event of unprecedented scale threatened not just Earth, but our entire solar system. We called it the Void Storm, a massive tear in the fabric of space-time that consumed everything in its path. Images flashed around them, showing the devastation wrought by this cosmic calamity. Planets torn apart, stars collapsing, and fleets of human ships desperately trying to evacuate. We knew we couldn't save everyone. Alina's voice cracked with emotion. But we refused to let humanity fade into oblivion. Project Endurance was our solution, a way to preserve the best of our species until the universe became habitable for us once more. Zirak and her team watched in awe as the hologram explained the intricacies of the project. The stasis pods were designed to keep their occupants alive for millennia if necessary. Each person in stasis was chosen for their skills, knowledge, and genetic diversity, a cross-section of humanity that could rebuild civilization from scratch if needed. But we didn't just preserve our bodies, Alina continued. We uploaded the sum total of human knowledge, our history, our science, our art, into a quantum database that could withstand the test of time. Everything that made us human, ready to be reawakened. The hologram's expression grew fierce. And we left sentinels, artificial intelligences, hidden in bunkers across the globe, programmed to protect and nurture humanity's legacy. They would watch over our sleeping forms and prepare for our eventual reemergence. Suddenly, alarm klaxons began to blare throughout the facility. The hologram of Alina flickered and vanished, replaced by a booming voice that seemed to come from everywhere at once. Intuidior adaliert. Unidentified LIFEFORMS DGT. Initiating defense protocols. The exploration team found themselves surrounded by hovering drones, weapons primed, and ready to fire. Zirak raised her hand slowly, her mind racing to find a way out of this predicament. "We mean no harm," she shouted, hoping the facility's AI could understand her. "We are peaceful explorers, seeking to learn about humanity." There was a tense moment of silence, broken only by the low hum of the drones. Then the voice spoke again, this time with a hint of curiosity. "QUERY. What is your purpose here?" Zirak took a deep breath. "We come from a galactic civilization that has long heard tales of humanity's greatness. We sought to learn if the legends were true, to understand what became of your species." Another pause, longer this time. The drones remained in position, but didn't fire. "Processing. Initiating first Q-on-take-T protoxivals." The holograms flickered back to life, but this time it wasn't Alina. Instead, a shimmering, abstract form took shape, the visual representation of the facility's eye. IMGIA, the Guardian Artificial Intelligence Apparatus, it introduced itself. "I have watched over humanity's remnants for 15,000 years, waiting for the day when it would be safe for them to return." Click stepped forward, his scientific curiosity overcoming his caution. "The Void Storm, is it gone?" GAIA's form rippled, displaying a series of complex astronomical charts. "The immediate threat has passed, but its effects linger. The solar system remains unstable. Earth is healing, but slowly. It is not yet time for humanity to awaken." Zirak felt a mix of emotions, awe at the scale of human ingenuity, sadness for their fate, and a burning curiosity to learn more. GAIA, we represent a galactic community that has evolved in humanity's absence. Perhaps we can help prepare for their return. The AI seemed to consider this for a moment. "Your offer is intriguing, but the protection of humanity is my primary directive. I cannot simply trust unknown aliens with their fate." "Then let us prove ourselves," Zirak proposed, an idea forming in her mind. "Allow us to assist in the restoration of Earth. We have technologies that could accelerate the healing process. In return, We ask only for the opportunity to learn from humanity's legacy. GAIA's form pulsed with rapid calculations. Your proposal has merit. However, safeguards must be implemented. I will allow a small team to remain and assist, under my constant supervision. The rest of your fleet must maintain a safe distance from Earth. Zarak nodded, understanding the AI's caution. Agreed. We will follow your protocols and work to earn your trust. As the tension in the room dissipated, Zarak couldn't help but feel a sense of destiny. They had come seeking legends and found something far greater, a sleeping giant waiting to rejoin the galactic stage. And now, they would play a part in shepherding humanity's return. The implications were staggering. How would the galaxy react to the reemergence of this mythical species? What knowledge and innovations might humanity bring to a much-changed cosmic civilization? And what challenges would they face in a universe that had moved on without them? As GAIA began to share carefully selected information about human history and achievements, Zarak knew that this was just the beginning. The legend of humanity was about to become reality once more, and the universe would never be the same. Echoes of a forgotten world. As the cycles passed, Earth slowly began to change. The combined efforts of GAIA's meticulous planning and the advanced technology of the Centauri exploration fleet gradually breathed new life into the planet's ravaged ecosystems. Zarak and her chosen team worked tirelessly, their every move watched by the ever-vigilant AI. One day, as Zarak stood atop a newly rejuvenated hillside, watching the sun set over a gleaming lake that had been toxic sludge mere months ago, she felt a presence behind her. It was GAIA's holographic form, its abstract patterns shifting in the fading light. Your efforts have exceeded initial projections, GAIA stated, its tone as neutral as ever. The restoration of Earth's biosphere is progressing 22.7% faster than anticipated. Zarak's antenna twitched with pride. We're honored to assist. But GAIA, I must ask, when will it be enough? When will you consider awakening the humans? GAIA's form flickered, a rare sign of what Zarak had come to recognize as uncertainty. The decision to revive humanity is not based solely on Earth's habitability. There are other factors to consider. Before Zarak could press further, an urgent communication came through from Clix, who was overseeing operations in another sector. Commander, we've discovered something. You need to see this immediately. Intrigued, Zarak made her way to Clix's location, with GAIA's hologram following silently. They arrived at what appeared to be the entrance to another underground facility, hidden beneath the ruins of an old city. We detected unusual energy readings, Clix explained, his tentacles gesturing excitedly. It doesn't match any known human or Centauri technology. GAIA's hologram expanded, enveloping the entrance. This facility is not part of my network. Exercise extreme caution. As they ventured inside, the team was met with a sight that defied explanation. The chamber was filled with strange, pulsating crystals that seemed to bend light around them. In the center stood a device that hummed with barely contained power. Impossible. GAIA's voice echoed through the chamber, a note of awe creeping into its usually stoic tone. This is void storm technology. Zarak's mind reeled. The humans managed to harness the very force that nearly destroyed them. Not just harness, GAIA replied, its hologram interfacing with the central device. They were trying to control it, to reverse its effects. Suddenly, the device sprang to life, projecting a holographic message. A haggard-looking human appeared, his eyes wild with a mix of desperation and triumph. To whoever finds this, I am Dr. Alexander Novak, lead researcher of Project Starfire. If you are seeing this, it means our gambit failed. Or perhaps it's just taking longer than we hoped. The hologram of Dr. Novak paced, running a hand through his disheveled hair. The void storm wasn't a natural phenomenon. It was a weapon, unleashed by something out there. Something that saw humanity's rapid expansion into the stars as a threat. Zarak and her team exchanged shocked glances, The implications were staggering. We couldn't stop it conventionally, Novik continued, so we tried to fight fire with fire. Project Starfire was our attempt to create our own controlled void storm, to neutralize the larger threat. But we underestimated the scale. When we activated the device, it changed things. Ripples in space-time, altering the very fabric of reality. Gaia's hologram pulsed rapidly, processing this new information. This explains the anomalies in my long-range scans. The galaxy outside our solar system. It's different from our records. Dr. Novik's hologram flickered, his voice growing urgent. If you're human, and you're seeing this, find a way to wake the others. The threat might still be out there. If you're not human, I hope you're friendly, because humanity's going to need allies in whatever universe we've ended up in. As the message faded, the chamber fell into stunned silence. Zorak turned to Gaia, her mind racing with questions. Did you know about this? Is this why you've been hesitant to wake the humans? Gaia's form shimmered with what could only be described as uncertainty. I was not fully aware. My primary directives prevented me from accessing certain classified information until specific conditions were met. This discovery has unlocked new protocols. Clix, who had been uncharacteristically quiet, finally spoke up. So the humans didn't just go into hibernation to escape a natural disaster. They were at war, a war that reshaped the very universe around us. Gaia's hologram expanded, filling the chamber with a dizzying display of stars and galaxies. Based on this new data, I can now confirm that the activation of Project Starfire did more than just alter nearby spacetime. It shifted our entire solar system into a parallel universe, one where the Void Storm weapon was never deployed against Earth. Zorak felt her exoskeleton tingle with a mix of fear and excitement. Then the Earth we've been restoring, it's not the original Earth. And the galaxy out there is not the galaxy humanity knew, Gaia finished, which presents both opportunity and danger. The hostile force that targeted humanity in our original universe may not exist here. However, the political and cosmic landscape will be entirely unfamiliar. As the team grappled with this revelation, a new alert sounded from Gaia. The discovery of this facility and the activation of Dr. Novik's message have triggered a failsafe. The revival sequence for a select group of humans has been initiated. Zorak's antenna stood straight up in shock. You mean? Yes, Gaia confirmed. The first humans will awaken within 24 hours. We must prepare. The next day was a flurry of activity. Zorak and her team worked alongside Gaia to prepare the revival chambers and gather all the information they could about this new universe they found themselves in. As the first stasis pod hissed open, Zorak stood back, her heart pounding. This was a moment that would go down in galactic history, the return of humanity. A woman emerged, disoriented, but quickly regaining her composure. Her eyes, a striking green, took in the aliens before her with a mix of surprise and determination. I'm Dr. Lyra Chen, Chief Xenobiologist of the United Earth Government. She introduced herself, her voice hoarse from millennia of disuse. I believe we have a lot to discuss. Over the next few hours, as more humans were revived, Zorak watched in awe as they quickly adapted to their new reality. Instead of fear or hostility towards the aliens in their midst, the humans showed an intense curiosity and a drive to understand their new circumstances. Dr. Chen, after being briefed on the situation, addressed the gathered humans and aliens alike. We went to sleep facing extinction, and we've woken up in a new universe. Some might call it a miracle, others a cosmic accident. I call it a second chance. She turned to Zorak and her team. You came seeking legends and found us instead. Now we must work together to face whatever this new reality holds. Humanity has been given a fresh start, and we don't intend to waste it. As discussions began in earnest about the next steps, how to approach this new galactic community, how to rebuild human civilization, how to prepare for any potential threats, Zorak couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder. The humans were every bit as remarkable as the legends had claimed, perhaps even more so. Their ability to adapt, their insatiable curiosity, and their unwavering determination in the face of cosmic upheaval were unlike anything she had ever encountered. As the first day of humanity's rebirth drew to a close, Zorak gazed out at the rejuvenated Earth, now alive with possibility. The silent sentinels had done their job, preserving the spark of humanity through unimaginable odds. Now that spark was ready to ignite once more, promising to light up the galaxy in ways no one could predict. The legend of humanity was no longer just a story. It was a living, breathing reality. And the universe, both old and new, would never be the same again. The awakening of Earth's children. In the months that followed the awakening of the first humans, Earth became a hive of activity. The once silent planet now buzzed with the energy of a species reborn, their voices echoing across landscapes that had known only the whisper of wind for millennia. Dr. Lyra Chen stood at the heart of it all, coordinating efforts between the awakened humans, JIA, and the Centauri exploration team. Her makeshift command center, set up in what was once a long-abandoned military base, was a testament to human ingenuity and alien cooperation. "Report," she called out, her eyes scanning multiple holographic displays. A young human scientist, Dr. Amit Patel, stepped forward. "The integration of Centauri terraforming tech with our own methods is proceeding faster than expected. At this rate, we'll have self-sustaining ecosystems on all continents within a year." Zorak, who had become an unofficial ambassador between her people and the humans, added, "And my team's deep space scans are complete. We've mapped out the immediate stellar neighborhood. It's different from what either of our species remember." Dr. Chen nodded, her face a mask of concentration. "And the Void Storm device?" This time, it was JAIA who responded, its hologram materializing in the center of the room. "Analysis is ongoing. The technology is beyond even my most advanced algorithms. However, I have determined that it is still active, albeit at a low level." A murmur ran through the assembled team. The implications were staggering. The device that had thrust them into this parallel universe was still functioning, still potentially dangerous. "We need to understand it better," Dr. Chen declared. "Assemble a joint human-Centauri research team. Top priority." As the meeting dispersed, Zorak approached Dr. Chen. "There's something else," she said, her antenna twitching nervously. "We've detected an approaching spacecraft. It's not one of ours." Dr. Chen's eyes widened. "First contact. Already." She turned to JIA. "Prepare a welcome message and wake up our best diplomats. Looks like humanity's re-entry to the galactic stage is happening sooner than we thought." The next few days were a whirlwind of preparation. More humans were awakened from stasis, chosen for their expertise in diplomacy, xenobiology, and interstellar relations. The Centauri team worked around the clock to upgrade Earth's defensive systems, just in case. As the alien ship entered orbit, a tense silence fell over the command center. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a being unlike anything the humans or Centauri had ever seen. It appeared to be composed of shimmering energy, vaguely humanoid in shape but constantly shifting. "Greetings, children of Earth," the being spoke, its voice resonating not through the speakers, but directly in their minds. "We are the Ethereals. We have been watching your world with great interest." Dr. Chen stepped forward, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. "On behalf of humanity and our Centauri friends, we welcome you. I am Dr. Lyra Chen, representing the United Earth government." The ethereal's form rippled, what might have been curiosity in its alien features. "Your presence here is unexpected. Our records indicated this world was lifeless, yet now we find it teeming with activity. And your companions," it gestured towards Zorak, "are not native to this galaxy." Zorak and Dr. Chen exchanged glances. How much should they reveal? Dr. Chen decided on honesty. "We are displaced. A technology of our own creation shifted us from our original universe to this one. We are still learning about our new home. The ethereal's form pulsed with what seemed to be excitement. Fascinating. We have long theorized about parallel universes, but to meet beings who have traversed them, this changes everything. Over the next few hours, an unprecedented exchange of knowledge took place. The ethereals, it turned out, were the dominant species in this version of the Milky Way. They had achieved a level of technological and spiritual advancement that bordered on the divine. In our universe, Zarek explained, my people, the Centauri, were part of a vast galactic community. But we had no knowledge of beings like you. The ethereal representative, who had introduced itself as Zephyr, rippled with amusement. And in our universe, organic life forms like yourselves are rare. Most species eventually transcend their physical forms, as we did eons ago. As the discussions continued, Dr. Chen couldn't shake a growing sense of unease. The ethereals were friendly, even eager to help Earth reintegrate into the galactic community. But there was something off about their interest in the Void Storm device. During a break in the talks, she pulled Zarak and GAIA aside. Are we sure we can trust them? She whispered. They seem almost too perfect. Zarak's antenna twitched in agreement. I've been feeling the same way. Their technology, their knowledge, it's beyond anything we've encountered. But why would such an advanced species be so interested in us? GAIA's hologram pulsed thoughtfully. I have been analyzing their communication patterns. There are inconsistencies, subtle, but present. Before they could discuss further, alarms blared throughout the facility. GAIA's form expanded urgently. The Void Storm device, it's activating. They rushed back to the main chamber, where chaos had erupted. The ethereal representatives were gone, and the view screen showed their ship rapidly departing Earth's orbit. What's happening? Dr. Chen demanded, her eyes darting between the panicking staff and the flashing morning lights. A young technician, his face pale with fear, responded, the device, ma'am, it's building up energy. If it continues, it could tear apart the fabric of space-time. Dr. Chen's mind raced. The ethereals, their too perfect demeanor, their intense interest in the device, it all clicked into place. They used us, she realized aloud. They wanted access to the device. Zarak stepped forward, her voice filled with determination. We need to shut it down. Now. Agreed. Dr. Chen nodded. But how? It was GAIA who provided the answer. The device responds to human brain patterns. It was designed that way as a safeguard. We need a human to interface directly with it. The implications hung heavy in the air. Interfacing with such a powerful and unstable device could be fatal. Dr. Chen straightened her back. Decision made. I'll do it. Lyra, no. Zarak protested. It's too dangerous. But Dr. Chen was already moving towards the device. Humanity's second chance, our very existence here. It's all because of this device. I won't let it be the end of us. As she approached the pulsating machine, arcs of energy lashed out, scorching the ground around her. Dr. Chen gritted her teeth and pressed on. With a final lunge, she placed her hands on the device's control panel. The world exploded into light and pain. Dr. Chen felt as if her mind was being torn apart and reassembled. Visions of countless realities flashed before her eyes. Earths where humanity had never existed, where they had conquered the galaxy, where they had destroyed themselves. Through sheer force of will, she focused on a single thought. Shut it down. The device's energy began to recede, its pulsing glow fading. As the last of the power drained away, Dr. Chen collapsed to the ground. Zarak rushed to her side, cradling the human's head in her alien hands. Lyra, can you hear me? Dr. Chen's eyes fluttered open, a weak smile on her face. We did it, she whispered. But this is just the beginning. As medical teams rushed in, and the immediate crisis passed, a somber realization settled over the group. Their emergence into this new universe had not gone unnoticed, and not all who noticed were friendly. Gaia's hologram expanded, addressing the room. The ethereals will return, and they may not be alone. We must prepare. Dr. Chen, being helped to her feet, nodded grimly. Humanity has faced extinction before. We survived. We adapted. And now we have allies. She looked at Zerak, a fierce determination in her eyes. It's time for the children of Earth to show this new universe what we're truly capable of. As the teams dispersed, each heading to their stations with renewed purpose, the weight of their situation hung heavy in the air. Humanity and their Centauri allies stood on the precipice of a new era, one filled with both incredible potential and grave danger. The silent sentinels of Earth had preserved humanity through one cataclysm. Now, awakened and allied with beings from across the stars, they would face whatever challenges this new universe had to offer. The legend of humanity was about to write its next chapter, and the cosmos itself would bear witness, forging alliances among the stars. The months following the ethereal incident were a whirlwind of activity on Earth. The awakening of humanity had accelerated, with thousands now emerging from stasis each week. Earth's restoration progressed at an astounding pace, fueled by the combined efforts of human ingenuity, Centauri technology, and GAIA's ceaseless coordination. Dr. Lyra Chen, having recovered from her ordeal with the Void Storm device, stood at the helm of humanity's reemergence. The experience had changed her, granting her insights into the very fabric of reality that she was still struggling to comprehend. We can't stay hidden forever. She addressed the newly formed Earth Council, a diverse group of awakened humans, and their Centauri allies. The ethereals know we're here, and it's only a matter of time before others discover us too. Zerak, now officially recognized as the Centauri ambassador to Earth, nodded in agreement. My people have been analyzing the star charts of this new galaxy. There are numerous spacefaring civilizations out there, some potentially as advanced as the ethereals. Gaia's hologram pulsed with activity. I've compiled a threat assessment based on our current intelligence. While many of these civilizations appear to be neutral or even benevolent, there are several that could pose significant dangers to Earth. Dr. Chen's eyes narrowed as she studied the holographic display. Then we need allies, powerful ones. And so, Operation Starburst was born. A daring plan to send out multiple expeditions into the galaxy, seeking out potential allies and gathering intelligence on potential threats. It was a risky move, exposing humanity's existence to the wider universe, but the potential rewards outweighed the dangers. 5 ships were prepared, each a marvel of human and Centauri engineering. They were named after legendary explorers from Earth's history: Magellan, Zheng He, Amelia, Gagarin, and Sacagawea. Each was crewed by a mix of humans and Centauri, symbolizing the unity of their alliance. Dr. Chen stood in the launch bay, addressing the crews before their departure. You carry with you the hopes and dreams of 2 peoples. Our future in this new universe depends on the bridges you build and the knowledge you bring back. Go forth, not just as explorers, but as ambassadors of a united Earth. As the ships departed, streaking across the star-filled sky, those left behind turned their attention to fortifying Earth. The Void Storm device, now securely contained, became the centerpiece of a massive research initiative. If they could unlock its secrets, perhaps they could protect themselves from any threat the galaxy might throw at them. Weeks turned into months as Earth awaited news from their expeditions. Gaia's vast network constantly scanned for any sign of their return or any approaching threats. The waiting was nerve-wracking, but it allowed time for humanity to continue its renaissance. Cities began to rise from the ruins of the old world, gleaming beacons of hope and resilience. The first children born to awakened humans took their first steps on an Earth more lush and vibrant than it had been in millennia. It was a time of rebirth, of rediscovery, and of unprecedented unity among the human population. Then, exactly 1 year after the launch of Operation Starburst, the Magellan returned. The ship bore signs of battle, its hull scarred by weapons fire. But as it landed, cheers erupted from the gathered crowd. They had survived. They had returned. And they were not alone. From the Magellan emerged Captain Elena Rodriguez, her face weary but triumphant. Behind her came a procession of alien beings, each more fantastical than the last. Bipedal felines with iridescent fur, crystalline entities that chimed as they moved, and even a group of what appeared to be sentient gas clouds contained in ornate vessels. Dr. Chen stepped forward to greet them, Zerok at her side. "Welcome back, Captain Rodriguez. I see you've brought some friends." Elena saluted, a grin spreading across her face. "Dr. Chen, allow me to introduce the Felician Pride, the Crystallos Consensus, and the Nebula Collective. They've agreed to an alliance with Earth and the Centauri." What followed was a summit unlike any in human history. As representatives from each alien race shared their stories, a picture of the galaxy began to form. The ethereals, it turned out, were not as benevolent as they appeared. Many civilizations chafed under their subtle but pervasive influence. Zirana, the leader of the Felician delegation, her feline features regal and fierce, spoke passionately. "For too long, the ethereals have claimed to guide us towards transcendence, but we've begun to suspect their true motives are far less altruistic. Your arrival, humans of Earth, has given us hope for an alternative." The Crystallos, their faceted bodies refracting light in mesmerizing patterns, resonated in agreement. Their spokesperson, a being named Prisma, chimed melodically. "We have observed fluctuations in the cosmic weave that coincide with ethereal activities. Your void storm technology may be the key to understanding and countering their manipulations." As the summit progressed, more of the expedition ships returned, each bringing new potential allies and vital intelligence. A galactic map was constructed, showing the complex web of alliances, conflicts, and neutral zones that define this new universe. Dr. Chen, watching the map take shape, felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. Humanity and their Centauri allies were positioning themselves at the center of a potentially galaxy-altering coalition. It was an opportunity unlike any other, but it also painted a target on their backs. Late one night, as the summit entered its final stages, Dr. Chen found herself standing alone on a balcony overlooking the newly rebuilt city. The sky above was clear, the stars seeming to shine brighter than ever before. She sensed a presence behind her and turned to see Zerok approaching. The Centauri ambassador joined her at the railing, her compound eyes reflecting the starlight. "Quite a view, isn't it?" Zerok mused. "To think, just a short time ago, this was all in ruins." Dr. Chen nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. "We've come so far, so fast. Sometimes I wonder if we're moving too quickly, taking on more than we can handle." Zerok's antenna twitched thoughtfully. "Perhaps, but from what I've learned of human history, your species has always thrived when faced with great challenges. You push boundaries, defy expectations. It's what drew my people to ally with yours. And now we're about to leap onto the galactic stage." Dr. Chen sighed. "Challenging the dominion of a race that sees itself as gods. Are we ready for this, Zerok?" The Centauri placed a hand on Dr. Chen's shoulder, a gesture she had learned conveyed comfort to humans. "Ready or not, it's coming. But remember, you're not facing it alone. You have us, and now you have a coalition of races who believe in your potential." Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent communication from JIA. "Dr. Chen, Ambassador Zerok, you're needed in the command center immediately. We've detected multiple ethereal ships entering the solar system." As they rushed to respond to this new crisis, Dr. Chen felt a surge of determination. Yes, the challenges ahead were daunting. The ethereals were powerful, and the galactic stage was fraught with dangers. But humanity had survived extinction, traversed universes, and forged alliances among the stars. Whatever came next, they would face it together. The children of Earth, once silent sentinels preserving the spark of humanity, were now ready to light a fire that would blaze across the cosmos. The next chapter of their legend was about to unfold, and the entire universe would bear witness to humanity's indomitable spirit. Humanity's triumphant return. The command center of Earth's defense headquarters was a flurry of activity. Holographic displays flickered with real-time data as the ethereal fleet approached. Dr. Lyra Chen stood at the center, her face a mask of determination as she coordinated humanity's response. "Status report," she demanded, her voice cutting through the tension. Gaia's hologram expanded, filling the room with a three-dimensional map of the solar system. 5 ethereal vessels have entered the system. They'll reach Earth orbit in approximately 2 hours. Zerak, standing beside Dr. Chen, added, "Our allies are responding to our distress call, but the closest ships are at least 6 hours out." Dr. Chen nodded grimly. "Then we stand alone, at least for now. Activate the planetary defense grid and prepare the Void Storm device for deployment." A collective gasp went through the room. Using the Void Storm device was risky. Its power was still not fully understood, and the potential for catastrophic side effects was high. Dr. Chen, J.I.'s voice held a note of concern. "The device's effects are unpredictable. We could cause more damage than the ethereals." "I know the risks," Dr. Chen replied, her eyes never leaving the approaching fleet on the display. "But we've made modifications. If we can create a localized void storm, we might be able to disrupt their ships without endangering Earth." As the defense teams scrambled to prepare, the coalition ambassadors who had remained on Earth gathered in the command center. Zirana of the Felicians stepped forward, her iridescent fur bristling with anticipation. "We stand with you, humans of Earth," she declared. "Our knowledge of ethereal tactics may prove useful in this battle." Prisma, the Crystallos representative, chimed in agreement. "And our crystalline structures can amplify and focus the void storm energy. We offer ourselves to assist in this endeavor." Dr. Chen felt a surge of gratitude. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, their new allies stood firm. It was a testament to the bonds they had forged in such a short time. As the ethereal fleet entered visual range, an eerie calm settled over the command center. The alien ships were things of terrible beauty, massive constructs of energy and light that seemed to bend reality around them. A communication channel opened, and the familiar mind voice of the ethereals filled their thoughts. "Children of Earth, you have meddled with forces beyond your comprehension. Surrender the Void Storm device, and we may yet show mercy." Dr. Chen stepped forward, her voice steady as she responded. "We know what you truly are. Not gods, not benevolent guides, but manipulators and deceivers. We will not surrender, not to you, not to anyone." The ethereal's response was cold. "Then you have chosen extinction." The battle that followed would be remembered for generations as one of the most spectacular and terrifying displays of power the galaxy had ever seen. The ethereals unleashed weapons that warped space and time, tearing holes in reality itself. Earth's defenses, a combination of human ingenuity, Centauri technology, and the contributions of their new allies, held firm against the onslaught. In the heart of the conflict, Dr. Chen worked feverishly alongside the Crystallos to calibrate the Void Storm device. Sweat beaded on her brow as she interfaced with the machine, her mind once again flooded with visions of countless realities. "Now," she shouted, her voice strained with effort. A beam of pure chaos erupted from Earth's surface, amplified and focused by the Crystallos. It struck the lead ethereal ship, enveloping it in a maelstrom of fractured space-time. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, with a silent flash that somehow screamed across every mind watching, the ship simply ceased to exist. The other ethereal vessels reeled, clearly unprepared for this level of resistance. As they regrouped, a new alert sounded through the command center. Multiple ships dropping out of faster-than-light travel, JIA announced, a note of what might have been excitement in its artificial voice. "Signatures match our allies." The view screen lit up with the arrival of a massive fleet. Ships of every size and description, representing dozens of races, filled the space around Earth. The Felician Pride's sleek hunters, the crystalline monoliths of the Crystallos Consensus, the swirling nebula ships of the Nebula Collective, and many more. Leading the charge was the Magellan, now refitted and upgraded. Captain Elena Rodriguez's voice crackled over the comm. "Sorry, we're late to the party. Shall we show these ethereal bullies what a real galactic alliance looks like?" The tide of battle turned swiftly. The Ethereals, for perhaps the first time in their long existence, found themselves outmatched and outmaneuvered. Their remaining ships retreated, vanishing into the depths of space. As the cheers of victory echoed through the command center and across the planet, Dr. Chen allowed herself a moment of relief, but she knew this was only the beginning. In the days that followed, Earth became the center of a new galactic order. Representatives from hundreds of worlds arrived, eager to join the coalition that had stood up to the Ethereals. Humanity, once thought lost to time, had returned to the cosmic stage in spectacular fashion. 1 month after the battle, Dr. Chen stood before the newly formed Galactic Concord, addressing representatives from across the known universe. "We gathered here today stand at a crossroads of history," she began, her voice carrying across the vast chamber. "The Ethereals' defeat has created a power vacuum, one that we must fill not with dominion, but with cooperation and mutual respect." She gestured to the diverse array of beings before her. "Look around you. See the incredible tapestry of life that our universe has produced. Each of us has something unique to offer, insights and abilities that, when combined, can propel us all to heights we've never imagined." Dr. Chen's eyes blazed with passion as she continued. "Humanity's journey has taught us the value of perseverance, of adapting to overcome impossible odds. We've learned that our greatest strength lies not in technology or power, but in the bonds we forge with others." She raised her hand, encompassing the entire gathering. "Let this be the dawn of a new era, an era where we explore the cosmos not as conquerors, but as curious children eager to learn, where we face challenges not as individual races, but as a united galactic community." The chamber erupted in applause, a cacophony of sounds from hundreds of different species, all expressing the same sentiment: hope. As the ceremony concluded, Dr. Chen found herself on a balcony overlooking the sprawling city that had sprung up around the Galactic Concord headquarters. Zurich joined her, along with Captain Rodriguez and representatives from their various allied species. "You know," Captain Rodriguez mused, "when we went into stasis all those years ago, I never imagined we'd wake up to something like this." Zirana, her feline features softened by the setting sun, nodded in agreement. "The universe works in mysterious ways. Your arrival has set in motion changes that will reshape the cosmos for eons to come." Dr. Chen looked out at the horizon, where Earth's restored landscapes melded seamlessly with the futuristic skyline. "We've been given a second chance, not just as a species, but as a galaxy. The silent sentinels of Earth preserved our spark, and now it's our duty to kindle that spark into a flame that will light the way for all." As night fell, the sky above them filled with stars, countless pinpoints of light representing worlds to explore, civilizations to meet, and wonders yet to be discovered. Humanity had returned from the brink of extinction, traversed universes, and emerged as a linchpin of galactic unity. The legend of humanity, once thought to be just a myth, had become a beacon of hope for an entire universe. And as the children of Earth looked to the stars, they knew that their greatest adventures were still to come. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, a new chapter was beginning, and humanity, standing shoulder to shoulder with allies from across the stars, was ready to write it.